All right. Welcome back to Blue by 90. I'm Justin, joined by Jack and Caitlin as always. We are joined today right from camp going into game week. We're excited to have him on here, the man, the myth, the legend, Davis Warren. Davis, appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Absolutely, of course, man. It's been fun to get to know you over the course of the past year or so, and we've been excited to get your gear up on our shop and now get you on the podcast here. I feel like this is my take. I feel like you're the next up and coming guy at Michigan. So I don't know, there may be other people that have other takes, but that's the Blue by 90 take, I'd say.
I love it. You guys have been on the Davis Warren for Heisman hype train.
That's true.
From the spring game. So
it's strong.
It's big. I won't forget you guys.
Yeah, please don't. When you make it big, remember the little guys.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna hold you to that. When you are accepting the Heisman Trophy in New York at some point, will you give us a shout out?
Yes.
All right, perfect.
Shout out. We gotta be your security or something.
Yeah, we definitely have to
bring us there. Yeah.
Need the invite.
Yeah, we just want to be in the back room.
Gotcha.
We'll work our way in. Our way. But no, I mean, let's start with that, I guess. Let's start with the spring game here because, that was definitely your coming out party to most Michigan fans, I'd say. Did you, get a ridiculous amount of, follows or, Google searches during that time?
Yeah, I mean, no one really knew who I was before, even last year during the season because I was, way better down the depth chart, playing scout teams, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I just think it was kind of came out of, people didn't know who I was. Most people probably didn't even know my name. And then it just kind of blew up. And then when people found out about my story and that whole thing, that kind of just added to it, took it to another level. It was pretty awesome. Not going to lie. It was pretty sweet feeling the Michigan support. So.
That's awesome. And for people who don't know, because me, honestly, I don't know much about the story. I saw you posted something on social media maybe a few weeks ago, and I kind of caught my attention. But tell people kind of what brought you to Michigan and, kind of everything that's happened to you along the way and how you've kind of overcome that stuff.
Yeah. So that post, I rang the bell cancer-free 3 years ago,
that's awesome.
a week, 2 weeks ago or something. And so that was a pretty big milestone for me. And so, I was diagnosed with leukemia in March of 2019, which was right after my first junior year of high school. And at that point I had some playing time. I'd been playing well. And I'd gotten some interest from Ivy League schools and smaller Power 5 schools and stuff like that, but really no offers, nothing major. And so that junior year is a pretty big, big for recruiting, all that stuff. And so I was pretty much shut down. And it kind of just came out of nowhere for me. I really wasn't, I thought I had mono, and then it turns out it was a lot worse. It was a lot worse than that. So, doctors told me I kind of got lucky with my treatment. And I like to say everything that happened to me from the day I was diagnosed until, pretty much until now, in terms of health-wise, has gone the right way. I've had a couple bumps in the road here and there, stuff that's come up, but nothing major or nothing really that kind of got in the way of that timeline of getting healthy. And the doctors the first day told me 5 to 8 months of treatment, and I was out of the hospital in 4.5. So, huge shout out to my doctors, nurses, everyone at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. They did an unreal job with me. And really the thing that I think helped me throughout it was football. I wanted to get back. I wanted to be playing again in the fall. I literally, one of the first questions I asked the doctors was when can I play football again? And she was she laughed at me, which is a reasonable thing. At the time I was pretty naive.
I'm pretty pissed about that. Yeah.
I was pissed, but I was also very naive to the reality of childhood cancer and all that stuff. I thought I'd never really had a ton of major injuries before, stuff like that. So I just thought I was Mr. Tough Guy and going to be,
we all think we're invincible at that age too, right?
Yeah. I mean, so I was just, like every other teenage boy, thought I was invincible. And I was and but definitely like looking back on it, and spending a lot of time like in those hospitals and around kids and knowing kids who didn't make it or had other things come up, like I'm just super grateful and lucky. And so there's really no other way for me to say that other than that. And yeah, it was just, I just got really lucky. And so being able to come out of that, and then I got out of the hospital on August 15th, and I played in a football game on October 3rd. So I was about 165 pounds, maybe. I got all the way down to like 150, 155. I probably lost like 30 pounds. And then, yeah, played in a couple games, and then, but didn't get, couldn't play the whole game. I actually had a game where I couldn't play because I didn't have enough blood in my body, so I couldn't play one of the games. And so I just had like that, like, so it wasn't me, I didn't feel like myself.
Right.
I was throwing the ball fine, but not anywhere near the level that I'm used to or am at now. And then fast forward after that season, and then COVID happens. And I was getting looks from kind of the same schools, the Ivies. A lot of schools like stuck with me, which was really cool. Yeah. Like a lot of the coaches that recruited me from schools other than Michigan, like still keep in touch with me just because they were with me through the whole like treatment process and then coming out of that and everything. Like it's definitely, I have a different relationship with them probably than a lot of other coaches with recruits.
Right.
But it kind of, and then COVID happened and that kind of got in the way. But I was lucky enough to, do some things. And I kind of knew that I was good enough to play at this level. I spent a lot of time around a lot of high level guys, in Southern California. And I've been told by a lot of guys who know a lot about football, that I can play at this level. And so I figured I'd take the chance and try to go to the best school possible and the best academics possible and roll the dice. And I'm really happy I made that choice. So
and that's a big leap for you from Southern Carolina or Southern California to come all the way to Michigan.
Yeah, very different. Very different.
You definitely have the look of a surfer beach boy. I'll say that.
I can't avoid it.
You look like you should be on like, I don't know, some like LA like show or movie or something. Or like you could honestly be on like Outer Banks.
I'll take that. I'll take that. I mean, I grew up 5 minutes from the beach in a little beach town, so grew up. I'm actually not that good at surfing. I really can't surf. A lot of people ask me that. It's a hard thing to do. It's tough. It's way harder than wake surfing. My girlfriend got me into wake surfing this summer, and I can do that easy money. But you get me on a surfboard.
Wake surfing's even hard. I can't do that. Like I can do
it. Hard is getting up.
It's easy. It's easy because the wave is the same all the way through.
Yeah,
I think surfing, like there's so much variability with each wave. Yeah. And it's really, I'm not good at it at all. Like I would struggle to get up at this point, but all my friends are big surfers. So
I like I've water skied and wakeboarded, snowboarded, skied my entire life. I can get up on the wake surfing board and I can like go until I throw the rope then I'm up for 10 seconds max and I fall and I can't keep it. It's very hard.
I can't stand on a surfboard. I saw a video of a guy with his dog on his surfboard and the dog was like sitting on the end. I'm like, dude, I can't even stand on it, but this dog is surfing. This is
I cannot do that. I'm nowhere close to that. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Not a big water sports guy over here. I'm keep me on the boat, put me on the beach, but I'll jump in for like 10 seconds. And I went on the boat yesterday, took my shirt off, got some sun.
There we go.
Good. Get that vitamin D.
Need it.
So, okay, let's go back to you, like making this leap, which is just like, I mean, obviously, were your parents like go to Harvard or I don't know what Ivy League schools you were talking to, but like
I was not looking at Harvard, but some of the other ones like they're all kind of great academic schools. So my parents were super supportive of kind of whatever I wanted to do. My sister went to UPenn in Philly. So she set the bar very high for me.
Yeah.
But I knew like a lot of kids from where I live go to Michigan. Like if you want to get that like big school feel, but don't want to go to school in the South, like a lot of kids where I live go to like Michigan or Wisconsin or like Indiana schools. Like, so I knew a lot of kids, and I knew that I would become the best football player I could be at Michigan, from the coaches to, Coach Harbaugh, Coach Weiss, to the facilities, to the strength staff, to everything, to being like challenged on a daily basis in practice. Like I knew I would become the best football player I could be. And so to me, I was like, okay, that's either going to be good enough to play at this level and beyond, because I want to play in the NFL. And so I knew that from the football side. And then from the academic side, I knew, it's a great school, and I knew I'd be challenged in the classroom. And Coach Harbaugh helped me out by getting me into Ross, which was great. So kind of knew I had like both sides there that were really good and just going to challenge me. And that's what I wanted. So it was really a perfect fit.
And were you and JJ in the same recruiting class? Yeah.
So we were in the same recruiting class. He probably had no idea who I was until I got here. But I wasn't afraid of it. Like I knew that I'd have to be patient. Like me and him are just on different paths. Like the path he took to getting here is like the complete opposite from the path that I took. Yeah. But the reality is, once we're here, like we're both in the same building. Like we're both given opportunities. And so me and him were really close, and I still think we're on different paths, but we're both trying to get to the same place. So we have a good relationship in that way. And I wasn't scared of it when I decided to come here.
Everybody talks about the Cade and JJ QB battle too. What about you? What about you and JJ?
I mean, the biggest battle between me and him is if people can recognize the difference between us, because that's a big thing that happens a lot. Especially on the Michigan trip, it was big. A lot of JJ comments, which was kind of fun sometimes, not so fun other times.
I think we should.
What it is? Go ahead, Ro.
I was gonna say we should make a shirt for you that just says like "I'm not JJ."
That might be a good one. I don't know if anyone would buy that, but I would wear it.
We can just get it at least just for you.
If you got me 7 of them, I'll just wear them every day of the week. One for every day. Yeah.
That's what I think you should roll up to each game with, or when you're leaving the game and people are trying to get autographs, just like I'm not.
It's probably a good call. A little post game, just throw it on. You know, just like a little shield protector.
Yeah, for sure.
I think what it is.
Everyone else is like, yeah, I know you're not JJ. What's with the shirt?
Yeah.
I think what it is people see you and JJ together and they're like, all right, this guy looks like the better looking of the two. This must be JJ.
There we go. I like that one. That's a good one.
That's what I'm thinking is.
It's also we're like the same size too. Like we're both like 6'2.5", like 200 pounds. Like we're kind of the same size. So that
did you ever sign anything with JJ's
I
name?
have not signed anything.
You should just start doing that.
I haven't gone over that because I feel like once I do that, then I'm like entering this whole new realm, and I don't know if I really want to go there yet.
You really got to go at it 100% after that.
Yeah.
Dude, how awesome would it be though someday if some fan comes out and they're like, I have a JJ McCarthy autograph. Like, let's say you make it to the NFL and JJ makes it to the NFL. You're like, I have a JJ McCarthy autograph, but it was actually Davis Warren that signed it.
There we go. I like that.
It's like a one-of-one NFT.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So yesterday, Coach Harbaugh put out a statement on social media that blew up it destroyed the internet. It was unbelievable. But I don't think anybody was expecting it. But he said that Cade was going to be the starter for game 1 and JJ was going to be the starter for game 2. Now, does that mean you're going to be the starter for game 3?
I saw your guys' comment. I'm not sure. Hopefully, listen, we got two quarterbacks who can win us a championship, like he said, starting game 1 and 2. If I started game 3, I think we'd have a third. But
that's right, baby.
There'd probably have to be some bad things happening for that to be the case. So I wouldn't wish that on either of them.
All right. That's a good answer. I definitely agree that we have 3 quarterbacks, probably 4 that win us a championship.
Probably, yeah. Honestly, throwing Allen in there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's it's something that I think is a little bit off the wall. Obviously, it doesn't happen that often. But I think the important thing that you kind of told us off air too was just that like you guys have a super close QB room, and Coach Weiss and everybody is doing a great job of keeping it together. So, I feel like that's got to be one of the most important things as you guys went through camp, right?
Totally. I mean, they've, and I think it's credit to both of them more than anyone, because a coach could say something or this or that, but it comes down to them to just be mature about it, be adults, and understand like that's kind of put their egos to the side a little bit and just do everything they can to to help the team win. And that's I think both of when they both have that mindset, it makes it a lot easier on everyone. And like if one guy had it and one guy didn't, I think it would be very weird or whatever, and it would just create some awkward situations and would just distract the team. But instead, it just kind of lifts everyone up. And they've been awesome. And I mean, I'm close with both those guys, so I'm definitely in a unique spot. And then also being in the QB room, every day to see what's going on, and I just can't wait to see both of them go out and ball. I think that's what we all want to see happen. And I'm very confident that both of them are gonna do an unreal job and make the decision as hard as possible on Coach Harbaugh, because it really is. It's not easy.
Do you think he already knows? Like he's already got it set?
I have no idea. I don't try to guess what he's thinking. So
probably a good idea.
Yeah, just in general. So I have no clue. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. You can break it down every detail you want in terms of, Colorado State's better or worse than Hawaii or this or that, or they both suck. And, this, like, you can do all those mental gymnastics, but yeah. I think it's a reasonable decision to come to say, listen, let's just roll the ball out on the field, take off the yellow jersey and, see these guys, in the fire. And that's what we're going to see.
What do you think the percent chance is that after 2 games, Harbaugh's like, I still can't make a decision. I'm just going to be quarterback. And he goes out there, suited up. I think he could have a good half in him.
I think
no,
honestly,
totally.
Against Hawaii for sure, to be honest.
Yeah, after what happened yesterday at Hawaii, I think he could. I think he still gets out there and he throws the cleats on, and does the running and some of the stuff with
sled.
us. Yeah,
he's in good shape.
The annual sled video. So he's got it in him. He's got it in him.
Okay.
I like it. I mean, it's also like it's got to be one of those things where you are in that room, you're on the practice field out there, and you're probably like, holy shit, they're both making great plays, because I'm sure you've seen them through camp. Like both have their moments, right?
Oh, totally. They both every day. They impress me every day, and I learn something from both of them every day, which is really cool. Especially because they don't play this game the same way. They have their own unique styles, and I try to take what I can from both of them. So it's always fun to see what they have up their sleeve and see what they leave out there on the film, because it's fun to watch.
I do want to point out, and I want you to say this to the fans out and the listeners out there, that you do see everything on social media. So when these people are posting stuff, whether it's like negative or they're doing those mental gymnastics or whatever, like you guys do read that stuff. Not all of it, but you can come across it, right?
Yeah, totally. I know Kate and JJ do a good job of like weeding that out of their lives, because they're definitely in a different spot than I am. If I was in that position, I'm sure I'd actually know I'd be doing the same thing. But yeah, I mean, it's always good comedy to see what the people are saying and what their film breakdowns of this and that, or one film angle of some play that they don't even know what it is or what we're trying to do, and talking crap about one guy versus the other and saying this and that. It's like, you guys don't know. You guys don't know anything.
They're not in the room.
You don't even know what like a 3-step drop is. Like I don't. Your opinion on who wins this battle is just not or on whatever is like it's easy to not take seriously. So
right, yeah.
I mean,
Just a
we've
guy
even
with an
seen-
opinion and a megaphone.
Totally.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But the best part is I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. My
Oof.
dad's from Philly, so I kind of do the same. Like I do the same thing with the Eagles. Like even though there's media at their practices and stuff, and like I know the notes that come out of it are like little snippets of what's actually going on, I still take that as fact. And I'm like, yeah, of course, like that's what's happening or this or that. So I totally understand it. So I get both sides.
Who's the Eagles quarterback now? Jalen Hurts. Right?
Jalen Hurts, yeah,
Okay.
Jalen Hurts. So,
Are you
feel about
confident
that.
in Hurts?
You think Philly's got a
I
Super
believe.
Bowl?
I mean, I think he's pretty damn good.
I like Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I'm glad we got rid of Carson. He's a great dude, it seems like, but definitely not the guy.
Damn, dude, you guys really turned on him real quick, huh?
Yeah, that was crazy. Didn't
he win an MVP? Like what happened? What happened to
so
Carson
2017 when he got hurt? He was
pacing to.
He was leading the MVP race. I was at that game because they played the Rams in LA. I was at that game when he goes to ACL. And I would have, you would have thought like someone died in our family the way we like came home after the game. It was crazy. But then Nick came out and just balled out.
Dude, that was awesome.
It's crazy. It was unreal. So, and then Carson, I don't think he just ever was the same. Kind of got mentally. I think his mind just wasn't in the right spot after that.
Yeah,
it's
tough. That's so tough. Which, watching that and watching an entire franchise essentially turn on a guy because of that. Does that God, that's gotta hurt a little bit because now you're in a position at some point that maybe that could happen. Who knows? It's so difficult to be in the spotlight at all times and people. That's just the way sports fans are in general. It's not any. I mean, let's be honest. The Philly fan base is probably one of the worst out there in terms of that. They're it's the Philly fan
very
base
passionate
crowd.
Listen, I'll stand by that. I love that title. Really.
Hey, it's not that you don't care. We'll say that. You care a lot.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, that's got to be it's one of those things where it's just tough when I don't know, you go from you're either the most beloved or you're the most hated, and there's really not much in between in sports.
There's not much in between, and it's happening in this fan base right now, which makes it even more interesting. So,
well, I mean, to be honest, it happened with Coach Harbaugh too, right? He's going through that, and I know he if there was one person in the world who doesn't give a shit what anyone else thinks, it's Coach Harbaugh.
Yeah,
right.
Totally.
Yeah. Does he give off that vibe in the building or in practice too, where he's I don't care what's going on outside these walls, it's all about us?
Totally. I mean, all the dude cares about is winning football games. Obviously his family and stuff like that, but mostly winning football games.
I'd say winning football games number one, family number two.
Yeah. So
big football guy.
Yeah, he'll whatever it's gonna take for the team to win. And to help the team win, he's willing to do. He really doesn't care. He'll do whatever. So it definitely rubs off on all the guys, and keeps everyone locked in, and just keep keep the main thing the main thing. So, and that holds true with everyone, I think, in the building, and I think it helps us.
Speaking of everyone in the building, I know we've talked a few times about just how many playmakers it seems like there are on this team this year. And we were trying to name a top 5 receivers, and we couldn't do it without leaving someone out. And we're oh wait, no, that guy.
Yeah, how do
you feel about the skill positions?
Skill positions are really, it's fun. I mean, being a quarterback and being with those guys every day, seeing Ronnie back at full tilt, ready to roll. I mean, the kid's just a ball player. I mean, Ronnie, Cornelius Johnson, AJ. Roman has had a great camp. He's been awesome. The tight ends. I mean, AJ too. AJ, Andrell, kid Peyton O'Leary. He's my roommate. He's been balling. You might have seen him come up a little bit. He's had a really good camp, and he'll definitely play. And then tight ends Eric and Scooney are probably the best 2 in the country. And then even Joel. I know you guys are close with Joel. That guy will run through a brick wall. Same with Matt.
We got to get him some passes too.
I know we talked about that. And we've been feeding him a little bit. He's been getting some action.
All right,
There we
good.
go.
And then like Max Bredesen is a stud tight end, and then like running backs, Dono, Blake. It's
Just
like
stupid.
you can't even like fit them all on the field at the same
No.
time. And then you put on top of that like the offensive line we have, and the way that those guys, are just, just are aggressors every day. I think it just makes the quarterback's job that much easier. So it's awesome.
I'm like you said, Peyton O'Leary, and like obviously we've heard like his name come up and some things, and you're like, yeah, he'll get some playing time, and I'm just like, when? Like how? Like we were already struggling to get everyone on the field, like, and you're gonna throw one more guy, and it's just like how? Like it's so much talent. Sometimes I'm like, can we field two teams? Can we like?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like when when the twos go, like that's a super talented group. In the skill positions, it's a super talented group, so it's just really fun. And those guys are all like good dudes, and they understand like the position they're in, and they all have different skill sets too. It's not like one of them is better than the other. Like one of them, like two of them are like the same. Like they're all kind of different guys, do different things at different positions, and are better at some things than others. And like when you map it all out and look at all the things that they're good at, it's like what can we not do on offense? So it's gonna be really exciting, and it's gonna be really tough for teams to prepare for every week. I know that they're gonna have a lot of trouble pinning down exactly what we're doing or what they have to look out for, and then we're gonna throw something new at them, and they're gonna be stunned.
Do you think it'll be a pretty like 50-50 split for offense, like run pass?
Oh, now you're getting into the tough questions.
We're gonna run plays, and you're gonna see what we run when we run them.
Yeah, well, that's probably what I should say. But I will. I mean, if we need to run the ball to win the game, we're gonna run the ball, and if we need to throw the ball to win the game, we're gonna throw the ball, and we're gonna be really damn good at both of them. I know everyone said last year like we didn't throw the ball enough, or we didn't push the ball down the field, explosive passes, all sorts of whatever chatter. But I think like if a team can't stop us from running the ball, then why would we ever throw the ball? And there's probably going to be some games like I know the Michigan State game was probably not a great example because we lost, but we threw the ball a ton that game because they had so much respect for the run game that we opened it up and Cade threw for 360. And if we had teams that did that, played like that every week, then we could throw the ball for 360 every week if we had to. And so I think it's just going to depend week to week what teams are willing to and want to take away.
Which I think that's so funny too about like it's just a funny spin on the QB like situation now for games 1 and 2 because I'm like every other year in these first couple games you run the ball like 100 times, right? So like it's just kind of funny that like this is their like one tryout, but in the reality, like let's like give it to the Washington game last year. Like I think they like you guys ran for like 300 yards or something like that.
Yeah, I mean like so it'll be. I'm sure you guys, all the fans, will have an opinion on on each of the games and when we ran it or threw it or how the offense changed. But I mean we'll be firing all cylinders either way. I mean we've been running the ball well in camp. We've been throwing it well. Like I said, we have such good receivers. Like we can push the ball down the field and feel comfortable with it. And we're gonna do that. And Cade's gonna do that, and JJ's gonna do that. So it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I wondered to myself if like either Cade or JJ would be like, "All right, this is my tryout, like audible, 4 verts. I'm going for it."
I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think you're gonna see that. You're gonna see them both playing within the offense, and they've been doing that all camp, playing within the offense and doing what they're asked to do, and not trying to like do too much or force things or they've just like played their games, which has just made everyone better. So it's been like it's just two guys who are modeling what to do in the offense. So it's pretty sweet.
Now, so you've got new OCs this year. What's been the biggest change now going from Coach Gaddis to Weiss and Sharon?
Yeah, I think biggest change. I just think I found that Coach Gatt last year was more in the receiver room, helping with the receivers, working with the receivers, and the QBs were kind of our own thing. So it's been nice, and I love Coach Gatt. Like, I learned a ton from him. But it's been nice this year, like having Coach Weiss as like an offensive coordinator and the quarterbacks coach. So it's just a really like clean, everything's kind of detailed out exactly how we want it, and it's just a good meshing between the quarterbacks and the rest of the offense, and the way that the plays are called. And because we're sitting in there with Coach Weiss every day, and we're talking about why are we calling these plays? What's the reason? What are we trying to gain out of this play? And just hearing that from him every day, it's like a better understanding. If I was a starting quarterback, I just want to. It's nice to have a good understanding of your play caller, and like you almost want to be thinking on the same page as them all the time. And it's easier to do when you're sitting with them every day. So I think that's going to be awesome. And Coach Gatt was great last year, but I wouldn't expect anything. Things are going to be different in some ways, and you're going to see some similarities. But all the changes that we've made have been for the better. So you saw what we did last year, and I think it's just gonna only be better than that and build on it. And he did a great job, Coach Weiss and Coach Moore, of just like adding things and doing stuff to just kind of try to get us to that next level.
I feel like that's going to give you guys such more of an advantage, like you said, just having the OC and the QB coach be in the same room.
Totally.
Like I said, Gaddis was in, OC, but mostly with the receivers.
Yeah. So it was just a little different relationship. And this is going to be really good for whoever's behind center.
I love it. So now give us, a little insight into how camp has been, because like last year, all we talked about was the energy. We like joked about how much we talked about it, honestly, because there were like new coaches that came in and they were younger, and like you guys were playing music and like all that stuff. What's been the vibe of camp this season? Obviously coming off of a championship, best year in a long time in Ann Arbor, and like trying to repeat. What's that vibe been like?
It's been, we picked up right where we left off in terms of the energy. Like spring ball, boys were jumping off the walls, getting ready to like get back out there. And then I think this fall camp, I think we're just like, I think we almost carry like a similar chip on our shoulder as we did last year. Like people think it's a fluke, like it's a 1-year thing. Like people want to talk about that or say, we're not the same. You look at it like you lose an offensive coordinator, you lose a defensive coordinator, you lose a Heisman Trophy finalist, you lose another first-round pick and a couple other key pieces, and people think like we can't do it again. And so I think we're just like, that's like been a big theme of us in this camp, is like we still have so much to prove, and like we just want to like make sure that people know like we're here. This culture, this team is for real, and it's gonna keep rolling. It's not a 1-year thing. It's gonna roll this year. It's gonna roll next year, the year after that. And it's going to become like a standard of winning, because I think we definitely found something last year that hadn't been here in the past, in terms of just the team and the energy and the group and the way that we meshed, and that's just kept rolling. We've been fired up and in a good. You get tired of hitting guys in the same guys all the time and hitting guys with the same jersey. But there's obviously some good jawing back and forth. Everyone's fired up. Everyone just loves to compete. So it makes it fun every day when even the coaches are yelling at each other, and then we go inside and have dinner together and we end on good terms, but it makes it really fun.
What's the biggest surprise that you've seen in camp? I know a lot of people are talking about your roommate, Peyton O'Leary, kind of coming out as a walk-on receiver. It's just like, he's a walk-on, right?
Yeah. He's a walk-on.
And he's just like balling out in camp. Is there anybody else that you've kind of noticed?
Man, anyone else that wasn't? I'm trying to guys to think that weren't like kind of in the spotlight last year. We got a freshman running back, CJ Stokes, who's been a stud. Peyton's yelling in the background right there.
Give me a shout out.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we talked about. But yeah, Peyton's had a huge camp. Like he's been balling, and that's a guy who like you'll see like he'll play. He's coming in. I'm giving you a special guest, Peyton O'Leary. I'm giving you a shout out right now.
Camp.
They asked who surprised him during camp.
Talk me up.
There we go. You can put that in the headline.
Perfect. Yeah.
But yeah, he's had a great camp. Roman Wilson has been. I mean, I know he had couple big games last year, but he's been a stud, and he's gonna do really big things for us. The kid Olu, transfer from UVA.
Oh yeah.
He's a rock. He's a stallion. He's gonna be awesome.
Who's the fastest?
The fastest kid on the team.
Yeah.
I think it's Roman. I think Roman might take the cake.
We talked
He
to Rob
said
Moore,
it
and he
too.
said it was himself.
Rod said himself. I think it's close.
Yeah.
I don't know. We have those little trackers, but I don't know exactly who's the fastest, like in pads versus in like we did some testing during the summer in like shorts and a t-shirt, but I think when you put the pads on, it might be a little different. It's also like by position.
Yeah. Is there somebody who's like gotten just absolutely jacked over the summer or something like that?
Ooh. Chris Jenkins put on some good mass.
Dude.
He's a monster.
Looks like he's been hanging out with Mozzie a little bit.
Yeah, I mean Mozzie's like just a massive human being. I can't believe he's like real. Sometimes I look at him like you're not real. Like you can't
not
be a
real.
real person.
Aliens are real, man. He's one of them.
And then trying to think who else. I mean, you could put me in there. I put on like 8 pounds in the off season, so you could throw that in there.
That.
Hey,
Not as much as everyone else, but you know, I think Coach Herbert does a good job. So we're ready to go, and we're fired up. So
I love it. I love it. So, okay, I want to go back to you as a scout team QB. Was that terrible? Were you like running? Because like, I mean, I know I've been, I guess not under Coach Harbaugh. I've like watched practices like back in the Rich Rod and Beatty Hoke days. And it was like, they'd put the scout team QB in and it was like, everyone just murdered that guy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so I didn't really get hit a ton. Like they don't hit me still. Like it's still like the quarterback practice rules. Like I don't just get drilled.
Okay. That's
but
good.
they're a little less protective of me compared to Cade in terms of being, if you get even close to him, you're like, you know, they might kick you off the team. Yeah. But in my case, it's like if I get hit a little bit or this or that, it's like, you know, he'll be fine. So, and when you got Ojabo and Hutch coming off the edge, and
Oh my God.
I loved it. I just like kind of, you know, they say like do your job, like know your role and just do it to the like that's like the cliche. But like I really totally like went in there every day, like, yeah, this is like what I'm doing. And it's sick because I don't have to worry about throwing interceptions. I don't have to worry about getting killed. And I get to just take a ton of snaps every day. I mean, I probably took more snaps in practice than Cade did last year.
Right.
Because I got every scout team rep. So it was a lot of fun. And I got a lot better at football. I got a lot better at throwing off platform and moving around the pocket and outside the pocket and just making plays and just my feel for the game. Like I said, I really hadn't played a ton of football in the last 2.5 years. So
true.
To be able to do that every day, I couldn't have really asked for anything better, like out of a freshman year.
Was there like a time, one play you remember where you just like juked the shit out of Aiden and you like?
There is. I cannot show the video, but the video does exist. It's out there somewhere in the film system. That got
definitely got to keep that, right? Like for like sometime later in life.
Yeah, I need to go back and find that, but yeah, I got him a couple times, and he's always good about it. Like either way, like he definitely got me more than I got him. But the couple times I got him, I made sure I let him know about it. And, I just hope I made him a little bit better, like just a little bit, like you know, got him a little bit extra here or there. Maybe I deserve a little bit of that signing bonus. So,
oh yeah,
I mean, I think we can give all the credit to you. You made Aiden Hutchinson.
True. Maybe that's the headline we need.
There we go.
Is that I made him who he is. So,
I agree.
We'll put it in like as a question mark. Like, did Davis Warren make Aiden Hutchinson the second pick overall?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that'd be a good headline.
I like that.
Well, I think like whenever he gets a sack in the NFL, like it's your like. I mean, he wouldn't have been the sack leader at Michigan if it wasn't for you.
It's true. It's true.
So,
it's true.
Yeah.
I like that. So he should like paint like a 1-6 or something every time he gets it. Like
right,
just
exactly.
in the air.
There you go. Tribute.
That'd be good.
There we go.
I like that. We can get that.
Yeah, man. It's okay. pardon my French, but I'm so fucking excited for football. Like it's game week, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching the games yesterday, and I was fired up and like going to the big house. We go every Saturday during camp. It's like countdown, getting ready and just being used to being in there, and I can't wait. Yeah, it's the coolest thing in the world being in there, and hopefully I'm gonna actually get a little time this year in some spots, which should be fun. So I have a little different role than I did last year. But it's awesome. There's nothing better, There's nothing better than being in there and being with the fans and kicking someone's ass. So I can't wait to get back to it.
Do you have like
I think we just got to make sure that you guys
ritual or anything?
Pre-game ritual. I don't have any. One thing I do is I need to throw the ball as far as I can once.
Ooh.
So like I need one of those. Like my warm up, like there's nothing like whatever I'm feeling, I'll do like in terms of like throws. Like I want to do this throw or that throw. Like Cade has like this whole like set regimen of what he likes to do, like to his left, to his right, this whole thing. And I'm just like, whatever warm up, kind of be loose, and then just one throw as far as I can possibly throw it. And I've been doing that since like I first started playing football. I don't know why, awesome. But I just that's kind of, I'm not very superstitious. And then I don't know. I'm not a big rap music guy.
What do you like?
I just listen to like my own. The Cali surfer bro is gonna come out here, but I listen to like indie music and like alternative stuff. So just some nice little like guitar, little acoustic, something to like just kind of bring me down and like get me level, like some like music that
play
I
your
like.
Acoustic on the sideline a little bit.
I wish I would. Maybe if I'm starting, I'll make him play it like
make a request
in pregame warming up instead of like Rick Ross or something.
So game 3, we'll do that.
Yeah, game 3 we'll get that going too. So, but yeah, that's kind of it. Nothing.
Are you like a camp and surfaces kind of guy?
I went to the. I like the Lumineers too, so I went to.
So you went to that concert?
Girlfriend went to the concert at DT and camp opened for them. I'm a big Mount Joy guy.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know. We went to last year. Stuber, Caden Colasar, Brad Robbins. Who else was in that? Carter Selzer, and one other kid went to their concert in Royal Oak last winter, which was sweet. I don't know if you can imagine Michigan football players being at that concert compared to everyone else that was there, but we had a blast. And so yeah, that's kind of my vibe.
That's awesome. I like that.
All right. What about Quinn 92? That's my guy.
I do like Quinn 92, and he's from Michigan, right? So that's something.
He's a Sparty though. That's the only unfortunate thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll stop listening to him then.
Yeah, I hung out with him once in college, so we're basically like best friends and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
You sound pretty familiar to a guy we just had on the podcast.
Who?
What do you pick?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, man. Well, hey, I'm excited. Davis. This is it. Football is back, baby. Football is back. It's coming off of a Big Ten championship. You guys get to be back in the big house and get like a round of standing ovation. Wait, here's a serious question. Have you received your rings? You have received your rings, right?
Yeah, we got them. I got mine right back here.
Okay,
maybe I should have said that. Someone's going to come by my house and steal it, but
yeah.
I need to go hide it somewhere.
Yeah. We won't say where you live on here.
Perfect.
So you'll be good. But like, I don't even know. Are they doing like a recognition or something? Do you know?
That's a great question. I don't know. That's above my pay grade.
I should probably ask Jack. I'll ask her too. What we
probably like homecoming or something.
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know.
We'll see. Either way, do
it at the Michigan State game.
There we go.
That would be like, that would just rile up the Spartan fans so much. Oh my god,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be good.
My god. But yeah, football's back. This is like Christmas for a lot of us out here. So,
Davis, before I forget, I do need to ask you. What's the farthest you've ever thrown a ball?
I threw one. When I was training at home in Southern California, they did like a bet of how far I could throw it. I will say slight down breeze. Like,
okay,
I wouldn't say a full club if we're talking in golf terms, but like maybe like you take a little bit off of it. So slight, but I think I got one like 70. I think 70.
Okay.
Like 68, 70. So
We can add about 5 yards on that at least.
yeah. So it was that's as far as I've gotten. So if you want to show up early to the big house and watch me throw one that far,
Oh yeah.
you got to be there about 50 minutes early.
We
But
need
you ever
we
see
need some
that
Davis Warren guest passes. To
Yes.
get in there.
That's also
Ever
above my pay. That's also above my pay grade. But week three,
Week three.
I can get them. I can
We
get
know
them.
the starter. We know the starter.
I can get them week 3.
Perfect. I hope you know this is legally binding contracts. So anything you say on here can be
Perfect.
held against you forever.
Perfect.
Including that
traits on
Heisman
here.
piece too.
Yes.
All right. Well, tell all the people where to follow you as well.
Follow me on Instagram, davis.warren. Same with Twitter. I just got verified on Instagram, so you can run that up. You can run that up.
How
TikTok guy?
Let's be honest. Like, how were you? That had to be an ego pump.
Oh yeah, it felt good. I'm not gonna lie. It felt good. Made me feel important. Yeah, I'm not a big TikTok. I don't really post anything on TikTok. So I know I probably know what you guys are. I probably know what you guys are referring to. If you guys saw that, but yeah, you can check out my girlfriend's TikTok if you want to see me on there. But
this is over my head. I have no idea.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. Did you do the cross dressing or something?
No, but don't even worry about it. You could probably cut that if you want.
Well, now I gotta find it.
You could probably cut that if you wanted to. But yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting to say the least.
Okay.
So, I'm just gonna leave that like a line like there, just like
right,
I was
there we
saying
go.
earlier, and you guys are just gonna figure it out.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds
little
good.
cliffhanger.
Yeah.
All right. Well, follow Davis there. Check him out. Go check out that blue check mark on Instagram for him. Make him feel good about himself. For us, you can follow us at BlueBy90 on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, BlueBy90 podcast on YouTube, and BlueBy90.com. Now, we appreciate you guys. Go Blue.
Go blue.
Go
Go
blue.
blue.